The wind didn't howl that night. It screamed. Officer Marcus Cole was 2 minutes from turning in his radio when he saw it, a dark shape pinned beneath the snow. Barely visible through the blizzard's veil. Not a tree. Not a rock. A dog, tied to a rusted fence post, frozen stiff. And around her 6 tiny bodies buried like forgotten prayers. He didn't think. He ran. But as his boots crushed the snow, Raven, the German shepherd, didn't bark at him. She barked at the trees. Again, as if she knew. Someone was still out there, and she was begging him to find her. Before we go on, if this story moves you, okay. If you believe animals deserve more than silence, share this. And tell us, where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments. I read every one. This story. It travels farther than you think. The dispatcher's voice was quiet. Too quiet. Unit 42. We've got reports of animal distress near Pine Hollow Road. No calls for help. No witnesses. Just cries. Marcus had seen his share of cruelty cases. Abandoned pets. Poisoned yards. Dogs left to rot in trailers. But this felt different. The operator didn't sound like she was reporting a crime. She sounded like she was reporting a last breath. Marcus rolled out into the storm, windshield wipers fighting a losing battle. Snow piled up like ash. He didn't expect to find survivors. He expected to find bodies. He didn't expect to find a dog staring at him with eyes that had already said goodbye. He found her at 2:17 a.m., Raven. Her fur was a sculpture of ice. Her ribs visible beneath the frozen coat. Her paws raw, bleeding, scraped raw from digging. But she didn't growl, didn't snap, didn't even tremble anymore. She just watched him. And when he knelt beside the first puppy, a tiny thing with a pulse so faint it felt like a whisper, she didn't pull away. She leaned into him, as if she knew. He was the only one who might listen. Marcus wrapped his coat around her. "Hold on," he whispered. "Help's coming." He didn't know if he was talking to her, or to himself. That's when Sable, his canine partner, started digging. Not near the puppies, not near the post, but behind it, where the snow looked. Disturbed. Marcus joined him, fingers numb, heart pounding. Beneath 3 feet of frozen crust, a duffel bag. Waterlogged, tied shut with twine. Inside, a child's drawing, crayon on notebook paper. A smiling woman. A boy, a dog, and a note. Written in shaky, fading ink. If you're reading this, I didn't leave them. I couldn't carry them anymore. Please, save them. I'm so sorry. Marcus stared at the drawing. The dog in it, Raven, the boy Mateo, and the date. 2 days ago? The same day the storm hit. Marcus's radio crackled. Unit 42, we've got a possible match. A woman reported missing near Pine Hollow. Her car totaled. No body found. He froze. Name, Alina Vasquez. Single mother. 2 kids, 1 son. 1 German shepherd. The photo on the screen, Alina, smiling, holding Mateo. Raven beside them. Marcus's throat closed. She hadn't abandoned them. She'd chosen to leave them, to give them a chance. The rope wasn't tied by a monster. It was tied by a mother who ran out of strength. Who knew she wouldn't make it. Who knew the storm would kill her, but maybe not them. Raven wasn't waiting for help. She was waiting for her. And when she realized Alina wouldn't come back, she kept barking. For someone else, the sirens were still miles away. Temperature, minus 18 degrees Celsius. The smallest puppy, barely breathing, was in Marcus's vest. Raven stood. Not to run, to lead. She trotted into the woods, stopped, looked back. Again. Marcus followed. snow up to his knees, wind slicing his cheeks like glass. Then a sled. Upside down, half buried, Raven pawed at it. Barked once, sharp, urgent. Marcus lifted the edge. And there, curled into the hollow beneath it, was the last puppy. Alive, pressed against a thermos. Still warm. A note taped to it for the one who finds them. Thank you for loving them even when I couldn't. Marcus sat down in the snow and cried. Not because he was cold, but because he finally understood this wasn't a crime scene. It was a mother's final letter. 3 days later, Alina Vasquez opened her eyes, pale, frostbitten, but alive. She'd been found 3 miles from her car, half frozen in a drainage ditch, clutching a photo of Mateo. She'd walked, for hours, to get help, to get someone to come back. But the cold had stolen her strength. When Marcus walked into her hospital room, she didn't speak, just stared at the door. Then a soft thump. Raven pushed it open. The dog didn't leap, didn't bark. She walked slowly and pressed her forehead against Elena's hand. Like she was saying, I waited. I didn't forget you. Elena broke, sobbed, whispered, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I left you. Raven licked her tears. And then, one by one, the puppies were brought in. Tiny, alive, wagging tails. Warm breath. Alina laughed through sobs. My babies, she whispered. My whole world. Nurses turned away, so they wouldn't cry too. The video of Marcus carrying Raven through the snow went viral. Millions watched. Millions cried. One clip, Raven licking his cheek inside the patrol car, became the most shared animal moment of the year. News anchors called it a miracle. Animal rights groups called it a wake-up call. But Marcus, he didn't care about the headlines. He cared about the quiet. The way Raven would sit by Elena's bed every night. The way Mateo's drawing now hung on the fridge. The way the family didn't just survive the storm. They became it. Weeks later, Marcus drove back to their home. Sunlight, laughter, 6 puppies tumbling over each other like snowballs. Raven sat on the porch, watching him. No wag, no bark. Just eyes. Clear, calm, recognizing. Marcus knelt. She rested her head on his knee. You saved them, he said. She didn't move. But something in her gaze said, no, I just didn't give up. Alina stepped out, wrapped in a blanket. We'll never forget what you did, she said. Marcus shook his head. You're the one who made me look. He looked past her to the trees, to the spot where the storm had buried everything. And for a moment, he swore he heard it. A whisper, not from the wind, not from the dogs, but from the snow itself. Thank you. Some rescues don't need sirens. Some rescues don't need heroes. Some rescues just need a mother's love, strong enough to outlast the coldest night. If this story moved you, like, it is, share it. And if you've ever loved something so much, you'd risk everything for it. Comment below. Who saved you? When no one else would. We're listening. And remember, the quietest acts of love are often the loudest. They don't shout. They endure. They don't demand attention. They survive. In a world that moves too fast, stories like this remind us that sometimes the deepest courage isn't in fighting the storm, but in leaving behind a trail of hope for someone else to follow. Marcus didn't just rescue dogs that night. He honored a promise made in silence. He carried not just puppies, but a mother's last wish. And in doing so, he proved that humanity isn't lost. It's just waiting for someone willing to step into the snow and look. So the next time you see a dog shivering by the roadside, a note tucked beneath its collar, or eyes that seem to say more than words ever could, don't look away. Listen. Because sometimes the most powerful stories begin not with a hero's entrance, but with someone choosing to stop, to care, To stay, thank you for watching. Stay kind, stay watchful, and never underestimate the power of a single act of love, even if it's buried under a mountain of snow.